Hey folks, how's it going? Today we're going to do a quick overview of some different Mythic Plus builds if you are looking to push a variety of keys for the Frost Mage. So you should be aware Frost Mage has great ability to control and really kind of complement any kind of tank cutting that you've got going on. So quickly we'll go through three different builds. This one is really built around Comet Storm. It's really popular for lower level keys, so probably 10, 12 and below. And one of the benefits of it is that you can really kind of complement some large pulls, or you're trying to knock out a large single target. There are some challenges with it if you've got mobs that can't be frozen, like in the Temple of Sethralis, or if you've got pulls that are small, like in Tol Dragor. If mobs live for a long time, like on fortified weeks or on higher keys, this build actually starts to fall off a little bit, but we'll do a quick overview here and then we'll jump to the other two builds. So Bone Chilling becomes your tier 1 talent. Simmer is again that kind of complement from a mobility standpoint. Incanter's Flow, that really gives your magical ability just to kind of cycle and keep producing up to 20% increase in damage. Ebon Bolt is the real easy talent, really lets you take advantage of that frost damage and the brain freeze buff that comes with it. Your tier 5 or your kind of utility tier, half the time I'll jump with Frigid Winds if I'm really just trying to slow down the pack that's after us, but Ring of Frost and Ice Ward, you can play with them as well if that's your complement. The real two major pieces with this build are for tier 6, that Comet Storm drops 7 Icy Comets on around your target, as well as Glacial Spike. So some massive ice there that impales your target with significant damage. So can really kind of complement that larger build. Now, if you're going for some higher keys, but actually with a smaller pull around 4 or 5 mobs, or you're going with a group that's not as super confident when it comes to going after big packs, this is probably a slightly different build to go with. It's really built around splitting ice, and that's the only real change from a talent standpoint that you see in tier 6. So we're going to transition away from that Comet Storm. Ice Lance and Icicles now deal 5% increased damage and hit a second target nearby for 80%. Really kind of helpful. It deals a real good amount of damage if you're looking to kind of complement 3 Flash Freeze traits, if you can make that happen in your Azerite build. So take that into consideration. Pretty fun build overall. Or finally, and this is the one that I've been prioritizing the last little bit, it's around the orb build. So this build really specializes in cleave and funneling lots of damage into a single target, and it makes it excellent for both fortified and tyrannical weeks. So that's why this becomes my base. The major downside is that the mobs need to be tanked for your AoE effects like Blizzard or Frozen Orb, but truthfully, as a mage, we're glass anyway, so that needs to happen. Just really ensure that if you're trying to push any high level keys that you're maximizing and taking advantage of any kind of major communication. Also, the key element to note here is that the rotation needs a slight tweak when you're going with this orb build. So for tier 1, we actually mix it up. We go to Lonely Winter. Tier 2 remains as Simmer, but tier 3 we're going to transition over to Rune of Power. And that really just provides us with the extra cooldown. Tier 4, we're going to go over to Chain Reaction. So again, around Ice Lances, damaging the target, and stacking up to 5 times. Tier 5 again can be any of the talented abilities. For a standard, I'll keep it in Frigid Winds or Ring of Ice. Now tier 6 transitions over again. That's what I like. There's a lot of specs out there that you actually don't have an opportunity to play all the different talents. Not the case for Frost Mage. Tier 6 for us, we're taking advantage of Frozen Orb. Really makes Blizzard an instant cast. That complements us quite a bit. And then finally tier 7 and Icy Veins duration is increased by 10 seconds. So we're kind of double stacking the amount of cooldowns that we have, and you can imagine that lets us burn down enemies really fast. When it comes to dungeons that you could be farming to min-max or get some of your top gear out there, As far as weapons go, you want to go to Atal or Temple of Sethralis. That's going to get you a wand or a staff, respectively. If you're looking for the top rings, you want to go farm Freehold or Siege of Borealis, or trinkets, you want to go to Waycrest Manor, Underrot, or Atal. So that's the pretty straightforward build as far as this looks, folks. Frostmage is still really a lot of fun to kind of dig into. From an essences standpoint, if you're just wondering what the top ones to go with, from a major in a Mythic Plus build, you want to go with Memory of Lucid Dreams if you're looking to max the AoE, or if you're looking to knock down a single target like on Tyrannical Weeks, you want to go with Condensed Life Force. Your top 3 minor essences, go with Breath of the Dying, Memory of Lucid Dreams if you haven't made that your major, Essence of the Focusing Iris, and then go with the Conflict and Strife if you haven't complemented that yet. That will get you 90+% there. You should be able to keep up with the average build and DPS coming out of the Frostmage. If you've got any questions, definitely hit me up in the comments. Super interested to hear feedback. Let me know what you like about the build, what's missing with the build, and ultimately what I could be doing better. Thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.